I first wrote about this when I was a tech investor. Angel, if you're thinking of private investing, you need a fiduciary, a trusted agent to review all documents, okay? I left being an advisory and board of director member, to focus full-time as a financial planner for the many who need us and community builder. I'm very focused on our wealth management and financial planning firm because I know the consequences of not having someone with no conflicts of interest advise you, and as a newer mum these days the statue of the girl staring down the bull on Wall Street has big meaning. As a thought leader to many co-founders in Silicon Valley and entrepreneurs as well as families and businesses all over, I decided to finally put on paper what every man and woman needed to know when the city of New York tried to move the young girl away from staring down the bull. This has great relevance to our channel today. This was originally published in 2017 and has now been updated due to recent events. Let's talk about why this is important in the first place. This girl staring down the symbolic bull. The fearless girl staring down the bull on Wall Street was a move to influence companies to place women to serve on boards. The company State Street spent $2.5 trillion and had just installed it to promote inclusion on Wall Street. I have 16 years of financial experience and expertise. I, together with my team, am a leading voice in San Francisco and Los Angeles, and these days through virtual all over. My co-founder and I have been asked to speak at various incubators, companies, and nonprofits. And by the way, you see me and not stock images because there aren't any of business women popping up with the word finance we often hear by industry leaders. That our insight is refreshing and highly relevant. I'm hoping you watching who can do change this now that you're informed women exist as planners in finance. Winking face. The year I was born, my mother, a Thunderbird MBA, could not take out a business loan. That same year, the law changed. She was finally able to take out a loan if she wanted without a male co-signer. She was a new mum, and eventually a vase company entrepreneur. The Flex Vase by Andy Designs allows flowers to live longer because each flower has its own individual tube. Growing up, I saw my mum build the #1 best-selling vase. I was her co-founder, so she said at the time. This positive reinforcement is probably why I'm so strong and always do the right thing no matter what. I think about the girls and women in finance, tech, girls and women who are entrepreneurs, and girls and women of the world every single day. It's why I've devoted my life to philanthropy. It's also how I was raised. We really need more opportunities for our women. This is also why I spoke last week about our efforts to make wealth accessible, ultra-high net worth to those just starting out are all important to us. We're working so hard to get our empire easy for everyone who is online to use. Prior to COVID, our strategy was in person, and to help philanthropically we volunteered in person. As a business, it feels good to have so much we've accomplished to give back. I have wanted to have an online practice for our empire, both for profit and non-profit. However, so we're getting our website reconstructed with high-quality, everlasting and nimble content to meet our client, future clients and various communities' needs. You all have made me feel inspired. Dubiously Mark, my co-founder at Boracchia Wiviott Wealth Partners, named me the host name of Empress Inspiration, and this is my objective with this channel. I want to inspire you to take action for your best life, because it's not you why you need us, but it is us who you need to grow and protect your wealth. We've seen firsthand how the ultra-high net worth become targets to steal from, as I shared a bit of my story as it's relevant to you 3 shows ago. Women in particular are at risk because of our sensitivities that make us great mothers, but also oblivious to the fraudsters who try to con us. As a side note, where I'm from, Tiburon, was the wealthiest place on earth at some points while growing up. Most couples are now divorced with the men thriving and women financially tight. After being by my mum's side as the vase company went through product design to manufacturing in China and mass distribution, at 15 I was ready for the Fortune 500 world. I didn't realize how important my strive as a female would become. I started at State Farm, then at 24 I achieved a level of success most never dream of, and was asked to start my own agency by State Farm. By 25 I was a leader to their agents, even speaking at their sales rally. I wanted more financial planning emphasis. This includes insurance and investments, and State Farm wasn't focused on investing. I thought Northwestern Mutual was perfect since they advertised a planning approach. So when I put myself out there and was recruited by Northwestern Mutual San Francisco, I accepted. So too did my husband leave venture and join me. By 26 I was a top 50 advisor of my class nationally. By 27 I was the leading advisor in the west of my class at a top wealth management firm. I had a private office in the famous Transamerica Pyramid. My husband did too, across from me. The glass was see-through so we could see each other, and our team was between us. By 28 I was no longer with the big firm. Boracchia Wiviott Wealth Partners. I shared a bit of why 2 videos ago. What I didn't share is we were also owed $500,000 and terminated after speaking against them, trying to get us to sell insurance over investments, and they're not hiring any of the countless women who were qualified as advisors. This channel with you all became my diary. To me, this story needs to come out for me to thrive as your transparent empress. With my story I feel free, and I hope you are inspired to succeed no matter what evil exists that hurts you. The bigger you are striving, the more people try to bring you down. Fortunately, I can tell you there are many who want to bring you up. Boracchia Wiviott Wealth Partners became an LLC finally after many years in 2016 to help you with no third party or other biasness. We work hard to bring in women. We of course have a planning approach and are inclusive. We were not notified of any wrongdoing and are proud to have taken legal action against it that is still pending. We were waiting for it to be over, but we can't. Early on there was just too much to help the cause with. The positive groundbreaking move is our leading registered investment that exists to help everyone. Our independent advisory was born to help clients with independent, high quality and inclusive guidance as financial planners for life's possibilities. A few years later and 60 analysts strong, we are so excited to grow the empire like you need. We are equipped with world-class resource, royal standards. Mark lived in the royal life as his mum was married to the president of Honduras' son. She is not anymore. There is no association anymore, and I am a Leah Virginia, although I am not associated either. My mum was adopted at birth by an incredible different family that included a Navy officer and war hero. You may know that being a queen is antithesis of much of what the Lees stand for. Women lose their ambition by 50% as they move up the ranks. Any facts I give are cited at the end. Part of this is because of the unfair treatment we face, of course. The more wealthy, the worse it can be. Status quo is something that can afford to pay to win, for a while. Justice is important, and so is getting back on the wagon. Pushing the need to inspire our women and men is the fact that males overwhelmingly are the industry of finance, tech, and small to medium-sized businesses, as well as CEOs of Fortune 500. The stat is widely known, but often people forget then remember again. There's more men named John as CEOs than there are women at the 500 companies. The reason why is simple. Like any business seeking to succeed, for women to succeed anywhere there are barriers to entry, more of them. For example, it shouldn't be political. We all have something to do with this. At Northwestern Mutual there were overwhelmingly few women of power. You're talking seas of men were our annual conference. The industry has got to change. It sucks some don't want it to, but we have choices in who we work with. Back in the 70s, affirmative action sought to address this in society by favoring members of a disadvantaged group who currently suffer or historically have suffered from discrimination within a culture. The fearless young girl on Wall Street was moved by a few prominent members of society. The expensive statue invested to advance the inherently valuable qualities of women that make us worthy of being on more boards isn't physically staring the bull down anymore, but she is ever present. There's a few reasons they cite for why the girl statue in was moved away from the bull. The artist of the bull is quoted saying it takes away from his art. What this is basically saying is another piece of art can't compete? Or is it what it represents? There's a bigger issue here, the discrimination going on in Wall Street, tech, and the world today, and the inspirational stance to look it square in the face. Keeping things the same cannot happen. Women need to be reminded of their naivete as a child, and be fearless like the statue represents. This is why signs have been planted around instead reminding of the fearless girl. This is more motivation for all of us to rise up and support women-owned businesses and be aware of the tricks to keep us out. Women have been and are continued to be disadvantaged for historical reasons, such as oppression or slavery. The statue looking the bull in the eyes did for a short time create a new status quo of opportunities for our women and girls. With our channel, we are changing this so women and those who stand up for us continue to lead from the front. The Fearless Girl was installed after much thought, energy, and hard work by State Street Global Advisors, a $2.5 trillion investment firm. Most people support the statue of the young girl on Wall Street. There's still more supporters than challengers, proving women have more to hopeful about than not when it comes to our future. The statue of a young girl next to the bull represents not so much partnering as some have said, it's simply taking us back to a time when we felt more equality as young girls. She may not physically be there, but this image is molded into our brain. Staring the bull in the face is what she's doing, and that's clearly a girl lacking fear. Look at her, she's ready to compete. Should she be scared to compete? We all know competitive nature is what companies want when they hire. Should she be afraid of anything a man shouldn't be afraid of? No, and this is exactly what I want you to take away. Remember that we may not see each other physically due to the pandemic, but we are all here for one another. We've made a lot of progress since 1988 when I was born. Women are 4% of venture capitalists and investors. This is not enough, obviously. Young girls are more naive than the women they become. As they age, they become less ambitious by 50%. Let's teach them it's okay to be in the industry and compete. If they find themselves in one of the many environments not wanting them, therapists say have any idle thought out who you imagine in your head, yes, escape mentally while the abuse is taking place and work on envisioning something that can't hurt you instead. The Fearless Girl statue is another idol made of bronze. It's stronger than belittling, being called crazy, sexually harassed. Also, if you remember being a young girl or boy on the playground, do you remember watching someone get hurt? If so, did you help? If you're defending companies guilty of unfair false light, hate crime, fraud, you're saying let's keep the status quo. The truth is it's only a few voices of such hate that unfortunately yielded power on this to remove her from the bull, but her new place is better. Men who say you're about inclusion but support causes that are the antithesis of women's rights, I'm not in your heads as to what you really think, want, and fear, but actions speak the truth. Let's start on a clean slate now that a female respected voice of finance, which there are overwhelmingly few of, but were much more abundant than you are. We each have a voice, and I love this channel for this. Do you understand the issue? Can you help us? As we head to work, many of us to and from home because we're sheltering as we should. My dad is chairman of medicine at the largest private hospital and infectious disease specialist. I have a personal stake, as do so many, to please ask you to follow orders if you are told to stay home as much as you can, or even if you're not but coronavirus is in your city, take the right precautions. Please, on Monday and every day, like Groundhog Day almost, we're also getting to work all over the world, even at home, and please don't hurt our women or girls anymore. We need a vaccine before coronavirus is gone, and we need to continue providing inspiration and money to those making big impact. Ladies and girls, please connect with me if you want to be reminded why you're here or your worth. Men, please connect if you want to better understand the issue, or know your worth. Also, I was hired as a diversity counselor for a major company. I'm incredibly honored to be contacted by companies wanting to learn more about inclusion, because that's an achievement to speak about and amplify. Just make sure you are part of the majority who want us, not the minority who try to say they want us, and really want to dismantle the movement. Speaking out in all environments is what resulted in women doubling their representation in the White House during the Obama administration. Please like and share this, and stay dedicated to what you want. To learn more about Boracchia Wiviott Wealth Partners, keep reading. In our vast experience, we've helped many protect their assets, save and invest wisely. We did this while trailblazing tech and real estate, co-founding City BLDR, a Forbes, PwC and more distinguished real estate company. I shattered the glass ceiling at Northwestern Mutual as a top advisor and woman, which had never been done. Finance and real estate can feel big and scary. If I can do this, my strong and caring team can help you with your goals. My dad, a world-renowned doctor, taught me be great at what you do. My mum, an MBA with a leading company, Andy Designs, and also a realtor, taught me, there's a reason for everything. I graduated uni magna cum laude, nearly all A's. I hadn't taken the requisites. And peers nominated me to run our magazine. I was always too young, too busy, to do what I did. I'm old now. Being wise allows me to help inspire others. Large businesses such as City Builder, whose AI was top-rated by PwC, Forbes, and so many others, have follow our ideas that led to this renowned algorithm. We especially help individuals live your best life. Women-owned companies are more likely to win Harper's Bazaar. Biz run by women do better fortune. During COVID-19, female leaders earn huge success in community building and safety. As success increases, women likability decreases. Harvard. We know how and have the proven experience to find value in all kinds of securities, insurance and real estate. Boracchia Wiviott Wealth Partners is founded by Mark Boracchia and myself. Also, we are paid the same regardless of what we buy in your separately managed account. In your grief over sheltering, or worse, my team and I remain driven for our clients. I'm proud of my Outstanding Community Service Award Marin, and Impact Creating Tuggenberg Park. Call me for my Dynamo refreshing reel, as one of my many testimonials shows real estate representation and negotiation or sound investment strategy. 424-625-8943. Sources of facts are at the end. linkedin.com/liwivs://gu.gl/sicko8 instagram.com/gu.gl/shitfeedtips://gu.gl/killed1. We have a service for everyone. Contact us today. Link below.